everybody should have a garden in their backyard, and even supporting local farmers. The strawberry, I know around here we have big strawberry patches, and they're the best strawberries you'll ever taste. And I mean, you know what your food is going through, it's organic, and I actually enjoy it a lot. And I'm an amateur, I just started this year. I've always kind of wanted to grow my own food, so I just said why not. So I got some wood, I filled it with soil, and I started. So all of these plants here are tomato plants, and I've started each and every one of them from seeds. I started about, I think, 12, and a few of them I lost. I mean, I'm not an expert. I grew them inside at the end of winter, and I grew them under just a light, so they weren't used to the sun yet, and I left them outside and all day in full sun, and all the leaves burned. This was a while ago when they were just little seedlings, but it's amazing. They can just adapt, and they grew back, and now they're flourishing and they're all lush. And it's weird because I started them just from seeds, and now they're starting to fruit. So it's quite an achievement. So this here is a blueberry plant. Blueberries are one of my favorite fruits. Originally I was just going to have all fruit. Then I kind of got carried away, and over there I bought like jalapeno peppers, and there's celery, and there's a bunch of things in here. But if you really want to get a good crop, I suggest having more than 1 or 2 plants, because they don't ripen all at the same time. So you only get like a few ripe berries every so often, so it'd be easier to have lots of them, and then you can pick all the ripe ones. These here are apple trees. I started these ones from seed as well. So they're going to take quite a while to actually get apples. So here we have broccoli. This broccoli kind of grew a little weird. I was expecting it to be like a big head in the middle, like you would think, right? But broccoli is actually a flower, and these little buds turn into these little yellow flowers. So, but for some reason this plant, they only get this big and then they start to flower. So I don't really get lots of broccoli like this. I don't know what's going on with that, but broccoli is really good for you. I love it. Over here, I just picked the cauliflower, so it's not there anymore. But I have peas over here, little snow peas. Actually, this plant has, this one's really healthy. There's lots of snow peas on this one. These strawberry plants I have. Okay, so when you grow your own strawberries, I don't know what it is, but they're really juicy, and they're better than anything you could ever get in a store. And they're really, really sweet. But you gotta be careful, because the birds and the chipmunks love them just as much as we do. So I don't have any netting or anything on them right now, so I haven't been able to enjoy any. I've had a few of them, but I keep seeing beak marks and little chipmunk mouths all over them. So actually this one is not ready yet. These over here, I decided to put in jalapeno peppers, and so there's a little one growing there. And yeah, this is a broccoli plant I started from seed, and I think these are chives. And this is celery. So here I have a fully ripe tomato. I'm just gonna pick it. And this is the first good ripe tomato that I've had. And just as I've said with the strawberries, they're really the best things you ever taste. And I don't know who told me this or where I've heard it, but tomatoes you get in a grocery store, they're gassed to turn red and to ripen. And I was always wondering why they would do that. And it's actually, tomatoes take quite a while to get from maybe just this size and to get to full size and turn red. But I like to keep my garden natural, and I'm gonna make BLTs with this tomorrow. Okay, so I have all these little green ones here because one of the branches snapped off. I kind of thought I was just gonna let these grow naturally the way nature intended it to be, But I guess one of the branches got really stressed out because the tomatoes are really heavy and it snapped. So that's why I had to take all these off. So another thing if you want to start a home garden is to get proper supports for your plants. And that's something I definitely learned. So over here I have a blackberry bush and a raspberry bush. Raspberry bushes kind of just grow like crazy. I haven't really been taming them. I kind of just let them grow as they're supposed to be. Really sweet. I love raspberries. Over here, I don't really like store-bought blackberries. And when you see, like, these don't really look like store-bought blackberries. You see them, they're really, really black, and they're kind of really big, but these, everything I kind of grow is a little bit smaller. Ow! They look like, some of them look like raspberries right now, but they do eventually turn black. And they're so much sweeter than the ones you get from the store. I didn't like blackberries because they're sometimes really, really bitter and sour. So something that's good to conserve water is I just have this old plastic bin, and I leave it out when it rains. I have a bit of rainwater in here. I'm just gonna, it's good for when you go to water the plants. It helps conserve water. And plants, and we have really hot sun. It's very hot today, and plants, they need to be watered. I water mine at least twice a day, just to give them some water, because I find I've lost a tomato plant. It shriveled up, it died, but yeah, the water just keeps them healthy. Something you might want to consider when you're starting your own garden is compost. What I did is I just took an old garbage can and I drilled holes in it. And compost doesn't really smell as long as you have lots of brown materials and green materials. And what I mean by brown materials, you can use cardboard, dried leaves, anything like that. And green materials is just stuff from your kitchen, old food scraps. And make sure it doesn't get too dried out. And every week you should roll it, because it does need to mix. Also, the holes are for, it needs a lot of air. So, another thing is worms. I didn't get any worms, so it's actually been taking quite a long time to decompose. And it's been like 4 months now, I think. So definitely invest in some worms.
Get that on tape.
Okay, tip. Be very careful to do that. I always do this. I'm looking around to search if there's any vegetables, and oh, poor little guy. I probably still use that. I mean, these things are deadly. I dare, okay. Cameraman. He's gonna eat it. Is it spicy? No?
It just tastes like a pepper.
Let me taste it. I've had bad experiences with jalapenos.
This tastes like lettuce.
Is it spicy?
It's actually pretty good.
Oh, there's seeds in there. I'll go plant these. Hopefully he'll grow a new one. All in all, I think everybody should start a home garden. I think we need to just stop depending on grocery stores and start growing it ourselves, just like farmers used to. I think it's really great if you have kids, you can get your kids involved. Just help them respect nature and food a bit more. I think we take food really for granted. And trust me, you don't start really appreciating food until you've grown it yourself. Thanks for watching, and I hope you decide to grow your own food.